Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M, and I'm back with yet another video. Hope you're all doing great. I really do. I'm coming back today, like I promised, with Shining themed viewer mail. And let me see my videos. Which viewer mail am I on? I've already done a couple of these. Okay, so I did part 2. Okay, that means there was a part 1. This is part 3. So hello and welcome back, all of you, any of you who might be watching. Thank you. I'm just going to get church announcements out the way right away for this video. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. Subscribers, all 171 of you wonderful people, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it so very, 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 very much. I know that sounds pathetic, like you've got channels with millions of subscribers and I've got 171. That's okay, I'm happy. I'm all right. But, you know, and I think that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. No paid promotion today because I just couldn't be bothered. I just want to get right to it today. It's a viewer mail video. Those of you who've watched those before, you know that those are kind of involved. But I just, if you don't like being bored, click off right away because you might get a little bit bored. It's just going to be me talking and addressing comments that people leave under my videos that are, my Shining related videos. I think in the last viewer mail, the part 2 down here with Lily Munster, I think I got through part 6 of my Understanding the Shining series. And now I'm going to pick up from there. I think I did all of part 6. So we're moving on to part 7, which, as you can see, was I uploaded that a month ago. All right, I'm going to do newest first. I think I did newest first. Okay. And, I've had some awesome comments, by the way. I've had some awesome comments. Probably the older videos have some more comments that people have left, since I've done the viewer mail videos. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do these viewer mail videos because maybe the way I've been doing them is a little bit discombobulated, and I apologize for that if that's confusing or frustrating. I really do apologize. I can't think of another way to do this. This is my way so far. Okay, so we've got part 7, the coffee break, part 2, so people left comments under that too. What else we got? My Halloween special. Oh God, I make it sound like I have an actual, really good channel. No, I don't. It's a pathetic mess. The Halloween special is mostly John. Hey, John, how you doing? But there's some more comments under that. I will mention those. And last but not least, my most latest Understanding the Shining video, part 8, what are the rules of this game? I got a couple of them. Oh, and by the way, this is 1 day ago for my part 8, Understanding the Shining. 340 views. That's that's way more than the number of subscribers I have. I don't know who all you people are, but thank you. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate that so much. Even if you don't like my video, not going to say anything yet, but even if you don't like my video, the fact that you watched it, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You watched it, and that's awesome. This we might get a little shady. Not we, me. I'm not royalty. Me, Miss M. I might get a little shady today, having a little, cup of tea with Lisa over here. Those of you who know, I'm a Real Housewives fan, especially Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills has been juicy. Juicy. for the past couple of years. So I'm going to use a couple of these Lisa Vanderpump gifts today. So you guys, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share if you know somebody who might be interested, and comment. For goodness sake, comment. That's what they're there for. So without further ado, this is part 7, right? Cannibalism for breakfast, false light, and the camera walk, right? Simon Leventhal. In 2 days, I have seen all of your videos dedicated to the shine. Thank you, Simon. It's a great idea to analyze every image. I learned a lot of new things from your tour de force. I could listen to your voice forever. I get this comment a lot about my voice. I still don't see what you all see, or hear, rather. But you know what? A compliment's a compliment. Thank you. Also, I should point out that it was very useful from the point of view of a non-native speaker. Aha! I learned lots of new words related to utensils, furniture, etc., because you are very meticulous in your description. Oh, thank you so much, Simone. I appreciate that a great deal. If I can help you, build your vocabulary in English, that is awesome. I'm assuming, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, Simon. Are you French, or are you from a French-speaking country, like maybe Belgium or something like that? Let me know. Or Canada, for that matter. Like, they speak French in Canada too. Let me know. I took French in school. Je ne parle pas français bien. So, um, I took a lot of classes. I did okay, but I could do better. So thank you again for your comments, Simon. I appreciate it a great deal. Kids of 1983 wrote, your video provoked some thoughts in me. Number 1, doesn't it make sense to have that magazine from January 1978 in the lobby regarding the date itself, not the magazine, which really is odd, sorry, when that is the time Jack should take care of the hotel, which will end in May. Okay, that is a kind of a good point. So, it's from, the magazine is from January 1978. Very good. And in the movie, they're moving into the hotel. I think at the very end of September, very beginning of October, right? So if the movie started filming in 1978 and the magazine is from January 1978, that means that in the world of the movie, that magazine is about 10 months old. What's it doing there after 10 months? Like, what's going on? Very good point, kids of 1983. Number 2, interesting why there are only teenagers roaming around. Haven't thought about that before. And also, why are they saying goodbye, Mr. Ullman, to a hotel director? Wouldn't you just say goodbye? And also, why are they saying goodbye and enter the hotel going upstairs? See, exactly. Kids of 1983. Exactly. That makes no sense. If you're saying goodbye, you're usually walking out the door, not in. So Stanley is messing with us. In a good way. That's what I think he's doing. I think it's partially some kind of observational exercise where he's urging the viewer to pay attention and watch very carefully. So another good point, kids of 1983. Number 3, Jack is sitting alone in the hotel lobby. That means Wendy and Danny left. Exactly, yes. But later, when Ullman, Wendy, Jack, and Watson are coming out of the elevator, why were they using an elevator when they are at ground floor in the first place? Yeah, I talk about that in my part 8, kids of 1983. So check that out. There is no Danny. Exactly. Where's Danny? When they are all together in the ballroom, Susie brings in Danny, and you can see Jack's reaction and his behavior. He is mad at Wendy for not taking care of Danny. Oh, hi, Danny. There you are. Where have you been? I should know, but I didn't look after you. Yeah. Also interesting, when Halloran asks how they like the hotel so far, Jack tries to answer for a split second, but then Wendy takes the word. That's a good observation. That's a good observation. Like, Wendy does a lot of talking during the, Ullman Ullman is giving them the tour of the hotel. Jack doesn't talk very much. Wendy's the one who just yammers on. Also, when the group splits, Jack is looking at Danny as Wendy as if to say, Wendy, you better take care of Danny this time. Yeah. Um, Kids of 1983, the name of your channel tells me that maybe you were born in 1983, which would, I mean, I don't know. I don't know when you were born or how old you are. Maybe you're just into retro stuff and you like the 80s. I don't know. I'm from the 80s. I'm from the 80s. And back in the day, children, I mean, as recently as the 1980s, and definitely before the 1980s, children would just roam around all day. If there was school, if there was no school, Tancred, maybe you can help back me up on this. Like, people would just let their kids go out and play on their bicycles or go play in the street or go play wherever. And there were no cell phones, by the way. And the parents were just okay with this. And they would say, okay, yeah, go ahead, go play. And, come back home in time for dinner. And that's it. You're supposed to be back home when it got dark. Whether that's in the winter, in the summer, whether that's a school day or the weekend or summer vacation, children spent most of their time outdoors playing, whether they played baseball, basketball, football, soccer, or they just like rode their bicycles or just walked around and found rocks and just, play hide and go seek or tag or whatever. This is what children used to do in America. How and why that changed, that's a whole nother discussion entirely. But that's maybe so you're what you're seeing, kids of 1983, you're thinking Jack is mad at Wendy for not keeping an eye on Danny as well as she could have. He might be, and he might not be. I don't know. But your observation, it warrants discussion. I will say that. So yeah, Danny, like I said in part 8, Jack says, "Oh, my son has discovered the games room." So Jack knows where he is. Jack knows where Danny is. He knows that Danny is in the games room playing darts or whatever else. Yeah. So we know where Danny is, or Jack knows where Danny is, and Jack tells us where Danny is. But where is Wendy? In that part of the movie where Jack is in the lobby eating the sandwich, reading the magazine, we do not know where Wendy is, and nobody tells us. Nobody says anything about where Wendy is. Jack just says, Danny, my son, he says, is in the games room. So there's that. Number 4, you have a guess what this hotel really is for, and maybe it is true, because just right after your video ends, Ullman will say that they had 4 presidents there and all the best people. Yeah, high society. Yeah, exactly. Ay, ay, ay. I really think I'm right. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. There's always the possibility. And if I'm wrong, that's okay. That's okay if I'm wrong. I have the right to be wrong. I don't have to be correct about everything all the time. You know how many people analyze this movie? I'm not concentrating on you, kids of 1983, but there's, you mentioned that my theory is that the Overlook Hotel, is a house of ill repute, is a brothel, a house of prostitution, and it's maybe a very classy house of prostitution, but that doesn't, in my mind, according to my theory, that doesn't make it any less than what it is. Any less what it is. Sorry, I'm stuttering. And if I'm wrong about that, nobody's gonna get hurt if I'm wrong about that. Period. Nobody's and I'm mentioning that for a reason, 1983, so I'm glad you brought it up. You have more here. One more point. Jack is always taking notice of the women around him. Yes, he is. So I guess he is more into women than children. Yeah, I think so too. What something could be a plot here. But who knows? Still a lot to discover in this movie. There sure is. Jack and Danny found Jack said, yeah, Jack said Danny found the games room. We know what happened there. Danny sees the twins. Later, Susie brings Danny into the ballroom, as I said before, and mentions that she found Danny outside of the hotel. Yes. So did the twins try to lure Danny outside? I don't know, Kids of 1983. I don't know. Yeah, that's what Susie says. You're kind of like, I haven't covered that part of the movie, but I will. Um, yeah, Susie says, I found him. What does she say exactly? What are her words? Like, I found him wandering around outside? Like, and we know he was in the games room. And we assume that Susie found him outside after Danny had been in the games room. Like, yeah, why was he outside? What, like, I know, I understand unsupervised children, whatever. And like I said, back in the day, a long time ago, people weren't that concerned about kids. People were not afraid of their children getting kidnapped, like they are now. Okay? Like way back when, in the old days, in the United States, people were not that concerned about their kids getting kidnapped. That's kind of seriously started in the 1980s. And like, what was going on before the 1980s? Why were people not afraid before the 1980s? I don't know. I don't know, but you make very good points, kids of 1983. Thank you for your comment. Yeah. Who lured him outside? You say it's the twins. I think the twins are like a symbolic or a hallucinogenic representation of Wendy. I covered that in my part 8 too, so check it out. And thank you again, kids of 1983. Steph. Hello, Steph. Love your content, and you sound super hot. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, yeah. Okay. And here's Trusty Films. Did you not notice that Danny's tricycle in the reception is white and blue, as opposed to red and blue in the rest of the film, which incidentally mimics Wendy, especially when we see Danny from behind riding in. Oh, Trusty Films. You did it. You did it. You did it. I think you might have, like, solved at least one little part of the mystery here. Maybe the tricycle represents Wendy too. You know, maybe not just the twins, but like maybe Wendy's presence is like, because we don't see her a lot in the movie. We don't know what she does when we can't see her, or what she's doing when we don't see her on screen. You know what I mean? Like, how does she spend her day? What does she do all day? We don't know. Does she just follow Danny around? Ay, ay, ay. Good God. I don't know. I don't know. And Trusty Films also left this comment. Here's the thought. Z, like, as in Z's, like for sleeping. And I didn't understand what Trusty Films meant right away. But you know, and I said they probably can't if I'm right, and Wendy is extremely unpredictable. No wonder they're sleep deprived. They're probably afraid to fall asleep around her. And then Trusty Films clarifies for me, because, oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to like your comment. Sorry, Trusty Films. Sorry, I'm not sure if I made the context clear enough. I was referring to the symbolism of the 3 Z's at the tops of the pillars in the hotel. Thank you. Yes. Yes. At this point, you might very well be right, Trusty Films. I'm also thinking that the Z's might be Stanley's little way of using symbolism and bringing in ancient symbolism, like Norse runes, like the old Futhark alphabet of runes. And I don't know, is it a Z, or Ay, 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 I can't remember which one. I should have prepared for this, but I didn't anticipate this. Um, look up Old Futhark, and there is a rune that looks either like a Z or an S. I don't know. And that's supposed to be like the prototype for, like the Nazis, the SS, their symbol, the SS, and it looks like a couple of thunderbolts shaped S's. Um, or like in German, an S, is it an SZ? Or now in German, they don't really use the SZ anymore. They use like a double Z, or I'm sorry, double S, if I'm not mistaken. I tried it. I mean, Simone, I took French. I did okay in French. I tried to take German too. Didn't do so good in German, but you know, maybe Stanley is commenting on that too. Plus those chandeliers that look like pagan headdresses with candles on them. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. But thank you, Trusty Films, for your comment. You actually jogged my memory about that. So awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boxy. Oh, it's the boss. Here comes the boss. Boxy. Thank you for this great installment, Miss M. Oh, thank you for watching, Boxy. A few remarks. When Wendy and Jack finish talking about cannibalism, Wendy is smiling. I wonder why she is smiling. Me too, Boxy. Me too. Normal person does not smile at such things. Unless they're trying to make a joke or a parody. But, like, that's not what she's trying to do now, is it? She's asking a serious question about the Donner Party. Okay. Moving on. There where is a grid of death, that is photos of dead people who were residing in Overlook Hotel. Desks and chairs, yep. Why would anybody put chair and small desk in front of photos of dead people? Weird. There must be a reason for that. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Boxy. That makes no sense at all. Like, I mean, people like to look at old photos because they like to learn about history or they like to think of the past or whatever. But in this movie, like Stanley, and we might as well just call him Stanley. We're so familiar with his movies that we might as well be on a first name basis. So Stanley, he really puts a lot of these old black and white photos all throughout the hotel and the movie. And, some old photos, okay, no problem. But like that many, so many old photographs everywhere. Everywhere. It's kind of weird. And I think he's making some kind of point. He's making some kind of point with those photos. Those old black and white photos that I don't know yet what it means. I'm not going to lie and pretend like I know everything. I don't hardly know anything. I'm trying to figure this out, just like you, just like so many shining aficionados. Let's hope we make some progress, eh? And moving on, Boxy continues. I also wonder, what is it about the Overlook Hotel that makes it so fascinating? It is a mess, yet haunting and special. Yes. Yes. Whatever he did, I truly believe, Stanley Kubrick has this reputation as this perfectionist, as a stickler for details and what have you. None of these design choices or, choices about the script, the dialogue, the costumes, the makeup, the hair, everything. None of this is by accident. And he made these choices very consciously and very deliberately. And now it's just a matter of figuring out why. Okay. And I'm going to say more about that later, so stay tuned. P.S. I am sure I came across something important when Jack is driving the VW Beetle in the beginning. In every sequence, he is driving down the hill. Okay. I watched this so many times. He goes down the hill. Just the order of sequences is backwards. What? What, Boxy? Boxy. Boxy. Oh, Boxy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You might have uncovered something here. Just the order of the sequence isn't. Yeah, yeah. So you think like, okay, what you're saying, Boxy, and I'll continue. I'll read the whole thing, then I'll comment. Hotel, top of hill, middle part of the hill, driving by the lake. You mean like the opening shots of the movie with that beautiful lake and the big sky and everything? You think he's driving downhill? I'm gonna have to look at it again. Thus, I think that Jack is leaving the hotel in the beginning. Ooh. Oh my God. Likewise, Wendy and Danny in one of the last scenes of the movie are driving up the hill. Thus, I think Wendy and Danny are arriving in the hotel at the end of the movie. Oof, I don't know about that. I don't know about that part. That part where you say arriving at the hotel at the end of the movie. They're I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. By the time I get to that part of the movie, of course, I will examine that more closely. But what you said about the beginning and the car to you, rather than driving up the mountain to the hotel, you think it's driving away and down the mountain away from the hotel. That kind of like snaps together with my theory that I'm working on slowly as I do these videos. Stay tuned, Boxy. Stay tuned. Okay. Anno. Hi, Anno Domini. Okay, about the Volkswagen car. It was made in 1937 and was called the People's Car because it was made to be affordable for everyone. Now, about the letter Z, it is interesting that Wikipedia says this. The Semitic symbol was the seventh letter named Zayin, which means weapon or sword. Yep. Yep, it does. It does. So either it's, you know, the letter Z, quote unquote, letter Z, has been around for quite some time in various different forms. Either it's the Norse rune that I was talking about from the Futhark, quote unquote, alphabet, or like Anno Domini is saying, and very astutely pointing out, is from like Old Hebrew, right? I think it's Old Hebrew. Please don't quote me. The Semitic symbol, the seventh letter named Zayin, the sword. Whew. He included it for a reason. Yes, I believe, me personally, that even small details like that Z on the pillar mean something. That's just me. That's just me. Thank you, Anno Domini, for that comment. That's very, very good. Thank you. Dave's Art Room. Hey, Dave. It has been pointed out that Jack may have been reading the article about incest in Playgirl because he asked he was doing the film. He was doing research. Oh, due to Wendy's abuse of Danny. Maybe. Or maybe both of them are guilty of this abuse. Another maybe. But this fits along with the Wendy theory, and in the Apollo narrative, if Kubrick filmed some fake moon landing footage from NASA and thus made a deal with the studio, it would then follow that he is being... I don't know what this word is. Warkshed? Ay. Or what is this, a misspelling of the word whacked? I don't know. But okay, I follow that he is being watched. Watched. Oh, watched. Okay, I think you meant watched, Dave's Art Room. Let me know. And so Ullman and Watson have real life significance to Kubrick himself. Look up Jay Weidner and the Apollo theory. Also, look up the Shining Code 2.0. Oh, trust and believe, Dave's Art Room. I already know about Jay Weidner. I already know about Jay Weidner and the Apollo theory. And also look up the Shining Code 2. Oh, yeah, I've seen it too. I've seen that too. I've also seen the Schoen Report. Oh, yeah, Room 237, the documentary. I've seen it all. But... So what you're saying, Dave's Art Room, is that Ullman and Watson are like government people, and if Jack is a representation of Stanley Kubrick, as the theory goes regarding the Apollo moon landing, that Watson and Ullman are like, I don't know, like, you know, Men in Black, I guess, kind of keeping an eye on him. I don't know. Maybe. That is a possibility. I guess I'm not going to rule it out. I don't know what to think about it, but I'm not going to rule it out, you know. Dave's Art Room has another comment. There's a ladder in the gold room, along with an 11 against the back wall right by the ladder. Interesting. And another from Dave's Art Room. The ladder and poles also look like A11 or Apollo 11. Interesting. And you think Danny Lloyd was actually 5 or 6 when the movie was made, not 4, but I'd have to look it up. Yeah, that. You know, I'm not so much concerned with like exactly how old he is, but because this movie took a year to make, so the child, Danny at the time, a child, he aged a year. So, you know, whatever. Um, there's something. Is his age important? It is important to in the movie because of like the timeline in the movie and what they talk about with regard to Danny being taken out of preschool and or nursery school or whatever you call it. And you know, Wendy's story about the shoulder injury, the whole thing. So thank you, Dave's Art Room. These are all good contributions and observations, and I appreciate them. Tankard. Hey, Tankard. How you doing? Great video, lots of points. I didn't see your earlier Shining videos, 1, 2, 3, or 4, so I guess I'll be jumping on them since you were referencing. Yeah, thank you, Tankard. Agreed. I don't think Jack was doing anything out of line in the car drive. He seemed tired and bored with the drive. Yep, who wouldn't be? I think driving music or talk radio, sports, something should be playing in the background to drown out Wendy's, like, yammering. Yeah, the absence of it made me wonder why. Uh, Good point, Tankard. Like, yeah, that's a long-ass drive. Trust and believe, like I talked about in part 8, uh, you know, that morning, it was a rainy day in LA. We don't have weather down here. We don't. And when it rains, like the city kind of comes to a halt and people are very upset about driving and whatever. But like on a normal day, there's no rain. Um and that's typical for Los Angeles. You live on one side of Los Angeles County, and sometimes you work on clear the other side of like you can live in. Yes, I know this sounds crazy, and when you look at the map and maybe calculate the distance, you will see just how crazy it is. You can live in a place like Redondo Beach and work in Pasadena. Okay, and I guess I got Pasadena on the brain because I did the Kill Bill chapter 1 video. But or Glendale or Alhambra or or East LA. You could live and have your house and your life in Redondo or Hermosa or Manhattan or you know, Torrance or Long Beach or whatever, and you can like work in Pasadena, Altadena, Glendale, East LA, Alhambra, you know, downtown LA, whatever. And that drive is going to be one hell of a drive. Believe you me. You're going to spend an hour one way at least in the car, depending on what freeway you're using, it depending on where you're going on the 110, the 405, the 10, the the 5, the 710, like whichever freeway you're using. You're going to spend a long ass time in that car without radio or without Spotify and like a nice big cup of coffee. You're going to lose your goddamn mind, especially on the 405. Especially if you, I mean, the 405 is, ooh. But, you know, you spend an hour in a vehicle alone, you're going to need those tunes. You're going to need, if you do talk radio, you're going to need to hear something. So you're absolutely right about that, Tankard. Um, yeah. You made you wonder why. See, that's a good observation. I didn't think of that because I figured it's just the family chatting. Like, but you can get sick of that too, can't you? I believe the beetle was based on the book, although the yellow beetle, the one referenced in the book, was seen in a car crash. Yes, that's later in the movie. Hotel for adult parties or other activities don't seem that far-fetched today. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. Mm-hmm. You like the idea. Thank you, Tankard. But I also believe you accidentally confirmed my sus. Oh, you okay? accidentally confirmed my suspicion that the hotel is an insane asylum. The lack of parking space and isolation, almost like a prison. Ooh. That's why. Okay. All right. So when you mentioned the maze, me and Tankard were talking about the maze, like off of YouTube. We were talking about and you said the mazes were, oh my good. I don't, wait, when did you wrote this a month ago. I probably got lost in the shuffle and I didn't take a look. Why didn't I? Oh, I got to figure out how comments really work. Okay. So, lack of parking space and isolation. Yes. And, oh, Lord. Almost like a prison. But you might be onto something, at least partially. So, I'm not gonna, I will leave my mind open to that as a possibility. I'm just wondering, like, where are the straitjackets and where are the rubber rooms? You know what I mean, Tankard? Like, or maybe, Tankard. I'm gonna drop this on you. Like, you know that infamous, like, lost, or edited last part of the movie where Ullman visits Wendy and Danny in the hospital? Think about it. Think about it. Okay, let's keep it moving. I'm born in 1970. Awesome. So I do remember going to the barber shop or doctor's office and finding a What? Oh, Lord, no. Finding a Playboy magazine at the doctor's office or barber shop. Barber shop makes sense, but doctor's office. Because barber shops are the domain of men. But, So the Playgirl magazine comes to no surprise in the hotel lobby. I don't know. Lord. I was also walking to the gas station to buy my grandmother a pack of cigarettes in 1981 to 82. So that would have made you 11 or 12 years old. Yeah, they didn't give a shit back then, did they? My grandmother was upset when I told her that I cannot buy them anymore in 1983. Some age requirement law was passed. Yep. Myself, I never smoked because I saw my grandmother's nicotine fits. She died of lung cancer in 1989. I'm very sorry about that. I think the magazine is a surprise today because those born after the 1980s never saw these things in the lobby. Yeah, I never saw anything like that in the lobby. I was born in the 80s. I'll go ahead and say it. I don't remember. I remember all the magazines, but nothing like that. Wow. I also want to point out the David Soul interview on the cover. I know people connect the second topic to James Mason from Lolita, but I think a bigger collection is David Soul and James Mason are in Stephen King's movie Salem's Lot, which was released in 1979. So it's possible Stanley Kubrick knew of the production. Oh, I bet he did. James Mason, I think, visited the set of The Shining in that famous behind-the-scenes documentary done by Vivian Kubrick. He visited the set with his wife and two daughters, and like that was the thing. Like he probably got the idea for the little dresses for the creepy twins from like the clothes that James Mason's daughters were wearing. Anyway, edit James. Yeah, okay. I should read all the way to the end before I say anything. And it seems like he made many references from other movies. We'll talk about that later. Yes, we will. I believe Stanley Kubrick picked The Shining because he needed almost $20 million and Stephen King was very hot. Yeah, he still is. Stephen King is like, I'm sorry. I think he's overrated, but I hope I don't offend anybody. But then again, it's my channel. Looks like he's been working on this movie since 1974 and 1977. Eraserhead helped inspire him. And yes, I'm finding all the windows impossible. Talk more later. Oh, thank you so much, Tankard. This is awesome. Interesting. Exorcist reviews. Hey, how you doing? I agree with your opinions on Jack's facial expressions. As far as for his singing, i.e. Tommy, I'm not a fan, LOL. Well, okay, Exorcist reviews. Okay. It takes all kinds of people to make a world. So Thank you for the comment, Exorcist Reviews. Ash, can't wait to watch this. Your Shining videos are the... Oh, thank you, Ash. I also find anything about 2001: A Space Odyssey and Eyes Wide Shut interesting as well. I want to do both of those, too. I have to think about how I'm going to do them. I can't do them the same way I'm doing The Shining. The Shining, to me at least, is special. Space Odyssey and Eyes Wide Shut. Oh, Eyes Wide Shut is Stanley's last comment as a film director about anything. You know, that's the conspiracy theory that's the movie that was his ruination, basically. He you know, do I believe that? Maybe, possibly. You know, he pissed off like the wrong people, and I mean, I can't say because I don't know. I don't want to sound like a nutty conspiracy theorist. God forbid. God forbid. Oi. Gabriel. Hello again, Gabriel. Nice to see you again. It's 6 a.m. here on the East Coast. I just got in my car, getting ready to do some sunrise fishing over at the beach nearby in New Jersey here. And what do you know? You post the video. Perfect timing. I'll have my headphones on. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much. You're the best. You're the best, Gabriel. Thank you so much. And you're from New Jersey. That is awesome. That is awesome. I love, you know, Real Housewives. I like Real Housewives of New Jersey too. It's not my very favorite, but like Teresa, she's quite something. So enjoy your fishing. I hope you have an awesome time, Gabriel, and all of you guys. I hope you have an awesome time. Let me get into the next one because again, it was 41 minutes, Lord. Okay. Let me sort these by newest first. Okay, Kids of 1983. Hey again. Not everything that glitters is gold. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You're right. Tankard. Okay, Tankard. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, here we are. Okay. All right. New update. I'm getting flooded with views and comments on my Wendy Theory Can't Be Debunked video. Good. It's a good video. You deserve all of those comments and views. Interesting. A commenter was trying to argue with me that the movie was not filmed in sequence, and the notes are on the Vivian Kubrick film. I'll be checking the video later, but if it's true, then most likely the Kool-Aid was inserted to reference Jonestown. Maybe. Maybe. Talk more later because okay, so remember when I was doing the interview, and then the interview like Wendy has with the doctor woman, like when Wendy and Danny are eating lunch, we can't see the kitchen counter or the refrigerator. So we're focused on Danny and Wendy and what's on the table, and Wendy smoking and reading Catcher in the Rye and whatever. So we can't see. Oh man, remember in that video where I do the Wendy you know, talking about Jack and whatever to the doctor woman, and I noticed that her hairdo pretty abruptly changes and her face gets like more drawn looking. Okay, I need to like, or you know, if I remember, I'll rewatch it again. I need to see her hairdo in the scene where she's washing dishes after lunch, and you can see like the Kool-Aid and whatever on top of the refrigerator, and that cucumber and the frosted flake, not the frosted flakes, the Fruit Loops, and you know, at the sink. Is her hair the rounder version or like the more angular version? Because if it's like the rounder version, I mean, oof. I mean, which one is the one that was filmed before or after Jonestown? The rounder version of the hairdo or the more angular version of the hair? Well, see, oh Lord. Okay. Yes, and so happy that you're getting the attention you deserve. You totally do. And Tankard replies, thanks. It's fun to get lots of comment. Yeah, it is. I do think it's interesting that somebody wants to argue that the filming was out of sequence to prove that the continuity errors were simple mistakes during filming. I doubt light switches, light fixtures, and opening doors in different parts of the hallway are mistakes. I do believe Jonestown Kool-Aid is being referenced in The Shining. I'll be digging deep today. Okay, cool. Please let me know what you find. Whether it's Jonestown or not, Like, that's a lot of Kool-Aid. Like, they have cans of Kool-Aid. Like Kool-Aid, I don't know how many people still drink Kool-Aid or how popular it is. In the 80s, 70s, 80s, it was pretty darn popular. We like Kool-Aid and Tang, us kids at the time, we loved it. And we begged our moms for it. And, they got it. Before, people were not concerned about like gluten-free or keto or, veganism or anything. No, we just ate whatever. We just ate whatever, we drank whatever, soda, yeah, let's go. Um, it wasn't like, yeah, it was different. Children, we grew up kind of rough compared to today's youth, and their mothers are, won't let them drink anything but almond milk and, stuff like that. No, it was not like that always. At least in America. Um, Even if it, like Tancred, even if it was shot out of sequence, and like what I'm like what I talk about in part 8 of Understanding the Shining, like Ullman tells Jack, okay, cool, when you're done eating your sandwich, let's go to the apartment and then we'll show you the rest of the hotel. And the very next shot is the Colorado Lounge. They get off the elevator and walk into the Colorado Lounge. That means if they're getting off the elevator, that means they were upstairs. And then later they show us Ullman, or Stanley shows us Ullman bringing Jack and Wendy to their apartment. Bill Watson is nowhere to be found in that particular shot. So why did he do that? Why did he do that? That's out of sequence. That's definitely out of sequence. Um, first we see them walking through the Colorado Lounge, then the apartment later. Why? That was a conscious choice. And just because it's out of sequence doesn't mean it was a mistake, doesn't mean it was continuity errors. No. I truly believe, this is my belief, I could be wrong, but again, I have the right to be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know and try to be nice. You don't, no, you don't got to be an asshole. All right. Whoever, not you, Tankard. You've been nothing but nice to me. But like, if you see that my logic is faulty, you can tell me. That's fine. Just don't be a jerk about it. But, even if there are sequence issues, that doesn't mean they're not deliberate. And I don't believe, personally, that there are continuity errors. There's too much evidence to suggest that the continuity errors, quote unquote, continuity errors, are not errors. Period. That's it. That's it and that's all. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. Thank you, Tankard. Thank you. We're both going to be digging deep. Tankard. Oh, there you are again. Odd. I made a second post with my email address and it seemed to be missing. I told you it eats comments. You have a point about the Jonestown, but I'm not buying that the film was made in... I don't think so either. Danny is a child and children grow up really fast. Yep, they do. Filming dates was May 31st, 78 until October 6th, 1979. That's a long time for a child actor to keep his age or size. Jonestown was fit. Drinking the Kool-Aid was a huge reference, but I'll keep digging. You might have an email with my email address. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tankard. Thanks for the shout out and checking out my videos. Oh yeah, I've been looking at your videos. The Mellow Yellow one was adorable. I saw that the other day. It's awesome that we don't have an agreement on what or who Rob Navarro is. Yeah, but we do have an agreement that Rob Navarro is somebody who is spamming the Wendy theory. More motive varies. I do agree my perspective is not as critical. Rob Navarro is pissing at the Shining community. You could be... you know what? I'm not really on the fence. I believe that Rob Navarro is... What is it? What do the young people call him? Like a troll? And Rob Navarro, whoever Rob Navarro might be, it's not his original theory, if it's a he in the first place, right? I think I covered this in past videos. I think that whoever that is, they got their ideas from, message boards or other blogs. I found that one blog in that one video that I did that, talks about Wendy being insane and predates the Rob Navarro video. But that blog and that theory goes like real deep and real kind of dark and disturbing. So, but you know, that doesn't mean it didn't inspire whoever Rob Navarro might be. So maybe Rob Navarro took like the less disturbing part and like ran with it. I don't know. Um, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong about Rob Navarro and who I think Rob Navarro is. I'm not gonna say it. I think you could read between the lines of what I'm saying. Tancred's theory is also very compelling, because he has his reasons for believing the way he believes. So I am seriously considering Tancred's theory. I'm not going to just like dismiss it. No, he might very well be right. It's not as credible. Yeah. And what you read was 3 months old, and I also added a few more suspects to my list. Most of the Rob Ager stuff are on his Debunking Wendy Theory video. Sorry I didn't contact him on Reddit, but I knew he would respond to me on his YouTube video because he was trying to piggyback of course he was, of the Wendy Theory video, and he would respond to every post to keep feeding the algorithm. I see this many times back when I wrote on Wattpad, so I trolled the board for 30 days and gave him 100 plus comments. Oh, that's good. That's real good. His video is 9 months old and 1.2k comments. See if I could find my comments. LOL. Not finding it. I'll check the Oh, he probably like deleted your comments. Come on now. I'll check the computer later after posting this comment. I was using my pen name account while talking to Rob Ager. Oh my god. You have you have more patience than I ever will. Tancred. Like, I'm just gonna call you Tancred just to keep things consistent. Like, you have way more patience than I ever did. Like, no. 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 As for Reddit, you can go to the Wendy Theory. Okay, I'm gonna try. Eventually, when I find a little bit of time, I'm gonna try. You might have fun reading a few of the comments. I've looked at a couple of them. I think you linked to something on another place where we were having a discussion, and I looked at it and I'm like, wow, these people are just really, like, you know, well, I can't think of the word right now. They're really like sour. Let's just put that's the word I'll use. The people like, whew, our horror search for the Wendy Theory. You'll find some posts. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think I might even start an account just for fun. I enjoyed the video and happy to see more. I'm cool. Deep communication on this. Okay, cool. Thank you. Katie. Oh, hello again, Anno. Katie K12, I think is the blog. Yes. And I think this is it. Is this it? Anno Domini. Katie K12. Let me know. Because it has an archive. Let me click on the archive. And this thing goes back. Like, the last post was December of last year, 2021. And then now, look it. Come on. See, I don't have time to go through all of these. Because I remember at one point, I did have time, but years and years ago. I don't know. Look at this. But this very well. Okay, so April 2011. So looks like this blog and whoever is the person behind it was kind of piggybacking off of the popularity of the Room 237 documentary and all the renewed interest in The Shining. Or maybe I'm wrong about that, but around roughly the same time. So let me know, Anno, is that it? Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, kdk12.tumblr.com. Okay, I guess I'll put it in the description so you can look. If this might be the one. Thanks for mentioning and subscribing to my channel. No problem, Anno. You guys subscribe to Anno's channel. He's got some interesting things on there. Yeah. Didn't see it in. Okay, sorry. KDK12, missing chairs analysis. Yes. And I made comment before, but I refreshed the page and didn't see it anymore. So, okay. No problem. In another Understanding the Shining video, you had mentioned a website called Ice Cream, and I found this video. I'm going to have to look at that on my off time. Nice of you for mentioning and subscribing. I have another channel where I... What? Why did I not see this? YouTube. I see that you like silent movies too. Yes, I do like silent movies. And we're now, yes. So if you go see the... So about my comment, I can find... Okay. Follow you on Twitter. Yes, no problem. Yeah, we follow each other on Twitter and Instagram. Check out my Twitter and Instagram. I'm not as active as I should be on there. Like I said, life has been a lot lately, too much. But yeah, I would love to have you guys, like, chat with you guys in comments or whatever on Twitter and Instagram and, whatever. Sounds like fun. So thank you, Anno Domini. Yeah, no problem. I love subscribing to creators that I've actually spoken to. Okay, John. Oh, Lord. John is a wealth of information. And no, John, I'm not ignoring you, but I just can't keep up with you. Okay? If I were to answer every single last one of your comments, I wouldn't have time to do anything else, John. So, look at this. Look at this, people. I know John's writing style is unique. But maybe in a way, it's like he's making lists of his thoughts, and this is not bad actually. So please do take a look at John's comments. He has a lot to say. Anno, there you are again. And this is my where are we? Oh yeah, the Halloween special, Fritz Lang, and Fritz Lang is connected to Stanley. I will show you how when we get to that part of the movie. But yeah, if you want a suggestion for The Fall of the House of Usher, the French film by Jean Epstein, is one of several films based on the 1839 Gothic short story The Fall of the House of Usher. But yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. It's available on YouTube here for everyone. I'm going to try and look for that. Thank you, Anno Domini. I've seen some films of that collection. Yeah, the Fritz Lang collection. Metropolis, M. I can't think of any more right now, but he was really quite wonderful. Tankard says, Happy Halloween, happy belated Halloween. I'm so sad it's over. That's my favorite month of the year. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm going to watch M tonight. Brew 2415. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this movie just grabs you by the throat and will not let you go until it's done with you. So you're going to enjoy it. Steve M. I've been meaning to watch The Man Who Laughs for a while. I think I've seen that one. Is it Lon Chaney? The one. Is he playing a clown or something? I need to look at that. I saw your comments, Steve N., and I liked and hearted it, but I didn't really pay it that much attention. Because I thought, like, oh no, I've seen that movie. Now I'm wondering, is that the one I saw where he plays a clown? And I'm not going to give it away, but it's a sad movie. It's not a funny clown movie. Oh no, if we're talking about the same movie, Steve M. So anyway, thank you guys for your comments. Thank you, John, and everybody for your comments under my Halloween special video. I appreciate it so much. And what I'm going to do now is take a little break. Little coffee break. I'll be right back. I got more to say about part 8. I sure do. I sure do. So let me take a little minute and I'll be right back. And we're gonna get into the home stretch with my comments to the viewers in part 8. So stay tuned, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had my little break. And let's keep it moving, everybody. Last but not least, I'm going to address the comments in my latest video, Understanding the Shining Part 8, which you guys blew this up. 340 views one day ago. Thank you. I don't know who you are. All 340 of you. Maybe it's like a lot of people like watched it multiple times. I don't know. I have no way of knowing that. But 340, that must be a record for my channel in such a short amount of time. 340 views. Thank you. and I've got 171 subscribers. When I did the video, I had 163. You guys are I have no words. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And on to the comments. All right. What was I talking about before my break? I don't really quite remember. I talk a lot, don't I? I can talk for hours and hours and hours. That's actually part of my job, talking. Maybe that's why I'm so good at it. But I've got Anno is making an appearance. Placeholder. Haven't seen you before, Placeholder, so welcome. Tankard. Hey, Tankard. How you doing? Steve M. Hi again, Steve M. Hi again, Tankard. April Peters. Oh, hi, April. Okay. Project Moon 13. Interesting. So, let me just, address Chuck's comment. I'm going to read the whole thing. Why not? It's my channel. It's my video. I'm not hurting anybody, and I don't intend to. I'm not here to insult anybody. I'm not here to make fun of anybody. I'm not here to poo-poo anybody's theory. Okay? We all have our own thoughts. It takes all kinds of people to make a world. And I respect that. As long as everybody's respectful. You don't have to agree with me. So, a lot of you don't agree with me, or you have your own theories, or you have your own thoughts and ideas. I welcome that. I love it. I love discussions. Now let me read Chuck's comment. This is sad, writes Chuck. You are way overthinking this. You need to find hidden meaning in every tiny thing throughout the movie. Your need to find hidden meaning in every tiny thing throughout the movie has led you down a bottomless rabbit hole. Okay. Your need to believe that every little thing that Kubrick put in the film was deliberate and has a larger meaning is funny and disturbing. Disturbing. Let me help. Sometimes a wall is blue because the production designer or set designers decided that it would be blue. Sometimes the color palette is chosen according to the environment to help the viewer quickly identify where they are. The ballroom is, for example, very warm and dim, whereas the hotel halls are cool and bright. Which halls, Chuck? There's a bunch of them. Let me just keep going. Some lighting choices are made for practical reasons. Okay, making a movie, any movie, including Kubrick movies, is a series of compromises. The color of the little girls' dresses are blue because, well, blue is a color that clothes are made in. Really? Okay. I bet. This is some argumentation here, y'all. Had they been entirely pink, you'd be looking for the hidden meaning behind the pink dresses. You better believe I would, Chuck. You better believe I would. You're right about that. All because you need to believe that nothing in a Kubrick film is by accident. I don't need to believe it. I choose to believe it. But let me keep going. Here's a clue. Those of us in the movie business get a good laugh out of how audiences will try to dissect our work in an effort to figure out what we're really trying to say. So all of you have the same opinion about everything? All of you, every single last one of you? That's a little hard to believe, Chuck, but okay, I'll just run with that for now. Most of all of this film analysis crap is stuff that the filmmaker never considered. And you would know that how, Chuck? Like, if you knew Stanley Kubrick personally and talked with him extensively about this movie and asked him questions about all the stuff that me and all the other analysts and researchers about this movie of his and other movies of his and other directors and their movies and et cetera, and so on and so forth. Like, so, that's how you know? Because you got it like straight from the proverbial horse's mouth? Is that how you know? Chuck? The crap that the filmmaker never considered. Maybe. I'm going to keep an open mind. Unlike you. Sometimes a chair is just a chair. A wall is blue because blue is a color choice. And there are lots of photos on the walls because old hotels just do that. All right. And Kubrick would certainly want to emphasize how old the hotel is. How old is it, Chuck? Says right in the thing it's from 1907. I mean, you know. Just says right in the movie. When Stewart is talking about the hotel, that it was built in 1907 and they had to fight off Native American tribes and whatever. Built it on an old Indian burial ground. Allegedly. Cool. You know. Yeah, he wants to emphasize how old the hotel is. Oh, Lord. Okay, cool. Being a set and not a real location. The old black and white photos are production design choice. Why did they make that choice, Chuck? Just because they happen to have a bunch of black and white pictures lying around? Is that, I mean, going by what you're saying in the previous part of your comment, I mean, you know, you're making it sound like they just make random choices based on their circumstances or context or whatever. And okay, sometimes a blue wall is just a blue wall. Okay, Chuck, sometimes black and white photos they're just a design choice. What is that choice based on, Chuck? What is that? For example, the grids, I call them the grids of death because a blogger I read called them the grids of death. They're old black and white photos. You're saying it's just a design choice. Design choices are based on a bunch of things. But you should know that because, you know, you and all of whoever we is, all of your buddies who work in the film industry, allegedly, all have the same opinion about every single last freaking thing all the time. So, you know, what is up with this one sentence undoes everything you wrote above it. Sorry, it does. That doesn't mean that they have any hidden meaning. They yeah, no. They might not. They might not. But how can either of us be sure? I'm going to keep going. Yes, boys have good hand-eye coordination. At the age of 4? At the age of 4. Okay, I'll go ahead and just take your word for that. I'm not a boy. Yes, Danny would have been able to hit the dartboard. How do you know that, Chuck? Yes, he's short and had to stand on a chair to retrieve the darts. Okay, yeah, I covered that in my video. I said he's short because he's little. He's a child. Anything else? Yeah, I guess you do have some more. Your heavy sigh during the dart scene implies that you feel you have uncovered a mystery. No, I don't think I've uncovered a mystery. I'm trying to, Chuck. But I don't really think I've made very much progress at all, actually, if I'm being 100% honest, because I'm not an arrogant so-and-so. I'm not trying to control the discourse regarding this movie. And there is a lot of it. It's not just me. Why don't you go after all the other people? Anyway, your heavy sigh during the dart scene implies that you feel that you have uncovered a mystery, a new burden you must carry until you solve this new puzzle. A burden? Don't really? A new burden? Like really? You know me so well. This is a burden for me? No, it's not a burden. It's a pastime. One that I enjoy. I'm having a great time. Ain't nothing wrong with that, is there? Like Kubrick said, where did he say this? It all means whatever the viewer wants it to mean. Like, yeah, okay, so that's your appeal to authority? Kubrick? The ultimate authority about Kubrick? Yeah. And what else did he say? Did he explain this movie? In depth? In detail? I don't think he did, but I could be wrong. You know, find me the interview, find me the article he wrote or whatever, where he explains everything and tells people to just shut up about their analysis and their theories and whatever. I want to see it, if it exists. Because Kubrick died in what, late 90s, 99, something like that. And people were not as far as I know, the internet wasn't what it is now. It was just starting. We didn't have social media. We didn't have none of that. And if there were people on chat boards or whatever discussing The Shining or Full Metal Jacket or whatever, that was a small amount of people. Like, most people were not online in the 90s, even the late 90s. I remember I was there. So, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's just a movie. Why don't you take a deep breath and just go find other people who are as into this movie as I am and leave them this kind of comment? There are plenty of places where you could go and do that. There are plenty of other shining analysts, shining aficionados. There's Reddit, there's message boards. There's other channels on YouTube that deal with this movie way more than I do. I'm just a beginner, Chuck. Why don't you go after Rob Ager? Why don't you go after Rob Navarro? Why don't you go after any of the other channels? You just, there's the search box. Go ahead and use it, and you'll find plenty of other channels, that do this. Go after the Schoen Report, if you can find them. It's a very good movie, but still just a movie, really. Okay. Yeah, go, like Rob Ager has ever so many videos about The Shining, about other Kubrick movies, The Exorcist, you name it. Like, Rob Ager has created a career of, I think a actual honest-to-goodness career out of analyzing movies on YouTube and his website and etc. The only reason I mention Rob Ager is not because I'm trying to insult him, no, but because this is a man who's done a prolific amount of work on film analysis. Go after him. Leave him this, like, fucking wall of text. Go on Reddit. There's plenty of Shining stuff on Reddit and Kubrick stuff on Reddit. Go after those people. Why me? What'd I do? My heavy sighs bother you? Seriously? You feel that I've uncovered him? You haven't been listening to my videos if you think that I think I've uncovered a mystery. You're just, I guess, stopping by, whatever. Oh, take a deep breath. You take a deep breath. Now here's my reply. You can read it, but I'll read it out loud for you. You're right, I said. This is sad. Your comment, I mean. If you think I'm not right in the head for analyzing this movie as I see fit on my own channel, in my own videos, and you've taken however many hours you needed to compose that tedious wall of text to tell me how nutty and misguided I am, then what does that say about you, Chuck? How often do you insult and berate people you believe to be intellectually challenged, or let me just say it, insane? Do you also hurl insults at people with schizophrenia? How about people with autism? PTSD? I'm really curious. Let me know, will you? And P.S. I suggest you stick around and see what I do with the movie Kill Bill. I really do suggest that, Chuck. Who knows? You might learn something. It's never too late, Chuck. It's never too late to learn something. By the way, Chuck, you make a point in your ridiculous comment here to tell me what you do for a living, allegedly. I'm going to go ahead and take your word for it because I have no other choice. Why should I care? Why should I or anybody else reading this care what you do for a living? You allegedly work in the film industry. I don't know what you do, and I don't care. None of my damn business. You don't know what I do for a living. I do work. This is why it takes me so long to get a little free time to do videos and have my fun, which is what I'm doing on this channel. Have my fun and analyze The Shining, analyze Kill Bill, analyze Hunter Biden's paintings and art crimes and all the stuff that I try to do on this channel. This is my fun, okay? And I'm free to have it. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm really not. I get to express my opinions. And that's that. And so do you. And you've done that here. Now, why did you think it was necessary to tell me what you do for a living? I haven't told anybody what I do for a living. And I'm not gonna. But let me just put it this way. What I do for a living and the training I have, I'm pretty good at analyzing shit. I'm pretty good at analyzing pictures. I really am. If I do say so myself. I really truly do suggest you stick around and hate watch my videos and wait for the Kill Bill analysis in the future. You might be very surprised at what you learn. You think you know everything about what a director's intentions or motivations are in making a movie because you work in that industry and you know the deepest inner thoughts of somebody's mind. Seriously. Seriously. The nerve of you. The arrogance of you. Shameful. Just shameful. And if I do happen to have some, type of autism or Asperger's syndrome, how do you know that about me or anybody else that you address in the way that you addressed me in this comment? You don't know me, you don't know I don't know you, and I don't know your life. That's why I'm not going all the way in and giving you exactly the kind of response that you deserve to this. Because I don't know you, you might be quietly suffering, and I have no idea. None of my business, though. That's why I said, do you go after autistic people too like this? Because they say some weird stuff too sometimes. Okay? They're obsessed about, tiny details of things. How do you know I'm not one of those people? How do you know I don't have autism, Asperger's, whatever, OCD? And if I am, with somebody with that kind of condition, and here you are, talking to me like I'm a piece of shit, shame on you. Really, you obviously think, what's the word that you used up in here? Up in here. You used a word. It's funny, I'm funny and disturbing. Really? It's disturbing? You're disturbed by somebody analyzing a movie with a bunch of other people who, feel a similar way? Like Tankard and etc. And, Exorcist Reviews has his specialty is The Exorcist. All right. I did a couple of Exorcist videos. I can't touch his analysis because he's got a lot more experience and a lot more knowledge than I am about that film. I've spoken with him on DMs. He's amazing. And so is Tankard. All right. What's wrong with that? Who are we hurting? We're disturbing. Maybe you need to, cool it, Chuck. Maybe you just need to cool it. And again, go after the bigger, badder ones than I am. Go after the ones who've been doing this for years. Not me. I just got here. Back in February. I just got here. Go find the other channels that have been at it for years and years and years. And, they're basically making a livelihood doing this. For me, this is just a hobby. I'm not even monetized. The last person I cussed out because I didn't mention their name. I'm not going to cuss you out because I know your name is allegedly Chuck. So I'm being respectful. Whew. And then he says, no, I don't. After I said, I made my comment. And he says, no, I don't what, Chuck? No, you don't what, Chuck? What are you talking about? What part of my comment are you addressing with your no, I don't? Dude, learn how to write. Your choice, I said. You just like it was to watch my video. It's your choice to watch this or not watch this. You may leave whenever you wish. Have the best day ever, Chuck. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Have the best day ever. Later, Chuck. Anno Domini. I remember a site with some more subliminal shining stuff, but can't really share links here. So yeah, isn't that awful, Anno? You can't. I've tried sharing links, and then I realized my comment disappeared, and then I realized that YouTube probably labeled it as spam just because I put a link in it. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in the email. I think you already did, but yeah, if you want to send me something, feel free to drop it in the email. Not you, Chuck. I don't want an email from you. Anno Domini again, the poster near the door that says Monarch might be, yeah, I've definitely heard this theory, Anno. I might refer to the Project Monarch that is kind of too sensible for this platform, yep, because it's an adult meaning, yep. I'm pretty sure John Kim will refer to the poster to, John is on the ball. John does waste no time. And thank you, thank you, John, for all of your contributions. And all of you, every single last one of you, for all of your comments and contributions and to the discussion about this movie. I think it's awesome. Just my little channel, my little videos. But I think we're making a little bit of progress. And that's wonderful. Anno, one more from Anno. Yes, there's so many old photos. And are they photos of famous people that have stayed at the hotel? If so, we have discussed that the hotel is a naughty hotel. Oh my goodness. Yeah, with naughty events, and those photos were probably taken in those events, and those photos are displayed all over the hotel. You know what? You might be right. From far away, the photos look like they're photos of banquets or, um, dinners or whatever. But you might be right. They're maybe just, I don't know, swinger parties or something. Who knows? But yeah, thank you, Anno. Placeholder. Hello, placeholder. You 11637 would be hilarious if between those two scenes frames we got a jump scare some day of the week. Fast forward finale, it's Stephen King's sad face instead of Jack in the 1921 photograph. Yeah, that would be interesting. But seriously, this is one of those films that, on repeat viewings, has the tendency to change itself somehow, like a strange dream world. Exactly, placeholder. I think you hit the nail right on the head with that comment. I think, dreams are in the domain of the unconscious human mind. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a psychologist, but like. And with regard to dreams and dream interpretation or whatever, like dreams, first of all, if you remember them in the first place, you still don't know what it was like that was happening in your dream. It takes real effort to figure out a dream. So you're onto something here. I have even pondered the possibility that Kubrick attempted to mix horror and comedy drama in a very abstract way. It's funny that you say that, placeholder, because the infamous scene where like Wendy discovers Jack's writing and she has the baseball bat and she backs up the stairs. When I have shown that scene to people, in some cases they laugh. In some cases they laugh at that scene like it's a Tom and Jerry cartoon or a Bugs Bunny cartoon. And I say Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny because those cartoon characters are prominently featured in the movie, if you know where to look, right? And I think that since he had no real preference for the long or short versions, Final Cut is the real king here. Hehe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, like, he cut out that infamous, like, edited scene in the hospital where Stuart Ullman visits Wendy and Danny in the hospital. He cut that out for a reason. People are like, oh no, he should have kept it in. Maybe not. Maybe he made a very deliberate and serious choice and said, no, if I leave this scene in, then I will give away the game, so to speak. Original cut has gone up in flames, but I'm not 100% sure. That's the word. That's the word on the street about the original cut. There's no way for us to know. 1 hour, 20-minute mark. It's the front, but it's only a facade, as is the maze. The set design, lighting, and cinematography is superb. There's just something about this movie. There is just something about this movie. And if you're watching Tankard, look at this over here in the sidebar. I bet you wouldn't be interested in this video over here. I'm gonna read it out loud. How was Shelley Duvall traumatized for the rest of her life? Really? Who put this up here? And the title, or the name of the channel, is Age of Vintage. So I'm not gonna put a link to it, but Tankard, if you want to look at it, take a look at it. And as you can see, like on the sidebar, you can see my interest. Yes, Jerry Cantrell. Yes, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yes, Nana Cherry. Yeah, the 80s. Love it. What else? Mariah Carey. The Fantasy is a good song. Diamond Girl. This can apply to either The Shining or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that song. Anyway, placeholder, thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it so much. Tankard, hello again. LOL. Yeah, the piano is in the ending scene too. I think your theory about the twins is interesting. Thank you, Tankard. I looked up the credits and both girls are named Grady daughter, not listed as twins or have a name. Interesting. I rewatched the scene when Danny is picking up the darts. It's hard to see, but it looks like he climbed on a chair that's along the wall. The game room has 2 doors. Yup. Really a good catch and something I never heard anybody talking about. All the posters are snow resort related. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And it's not a snow resort. It's not a ski resort. Nice how you point out the walkthrough is out of order. It is. Thank you, Tankard. I looked at this overhead shot of the overlook a dozen times. The maze cannot be in the back because of the mountain. If you look at the opening scene, the Snowcat garage is next to the unloading dock the truck is at. Why is it over there? The roof matches both scenes, and if the Snowcat is located in the back of the hotel, then it would mean the overlook has two service garages in two different locations on the same building. Yeah, and that doesn't really make sense. Why would it have two service garages? Like, that's kind of weird. On the overhead view, we see that part of the building with the chimney in front with two windows. We can see the part of the building with the chimney in front with two windows. It's a huge distance from the Snowcat location. The main entry is missing. If you look at the overhead view, we see two chimneys. Speaking of chimneys, or fireplace, isn't the one by the diamond rug huge for a narrow space? Yes, it is. It looks like a fire hazard. Yes, it does. That doesn't make sense. There's a lot of fireplaces in this hotel. Like I was noticing that like the other day, and I'm like, why so many? I don't know anything about architecture. I don't know anything about building or construction. But like, how can a building have that many chimneys? I mean, I guess it is possible, but like, I wish I knew more about that kind of stuff. Please note, I believe Rob Ager posted a video talking about the diamonds. Yeah, I think I remember the video you're talking about. I'm not sure what his thoughts were. I came up with my own conclusion that the diamonds was Stanley Kubrick's signature in his films, since he viewed himself as an artist. You might be totally right about that. There is something about diamonds that he is obviously pointing to. They're in 2001, they're in The Shining, and if I look, I'm going to do FMJ eventually. If and when I take a better look at that movie, I might just find some diamonds. Who knows? We'll see. But he might be using them as a symbol of some kind for something. I have to think about it though. I don't have like a definite opinion about that yet. We'll see. And I answer Tankard, you're probably right about him climbing, yeah. And you can go ahead and read that, And then he replies, also the garage door has to face away from the mountain. Avalanche. Okay, so Tankard, I assume that you are from a place, or you live in a place where there's lots of snow, and that's how you know that? I am not. I am not. Los Angeles is flat and wide, and we have mountains, but they're far away, and we don't have snow. We hardly ever have rain. I was just talking about that in this part 8 video, and we go crazy when there's rain because streets turn into rivers. Los Angeles is not built for the rain, and why would it be? It hardly ever happens. But people who are from places where there is snow, and I'm looking at you too, Exorcist Reviews, Alaska, like the Midwest, Montana, Canada, whatever. And you guys know snow. You guys know weather and how it acts and like how to build in those conditions where people have weather and different kinds of weather. I bet the building codes and whatever are very different for places where there's lots of tornadoes, for example, or places where like hurricanes happen basically every year. Florida, the Gulf, in the Gulf, Louisiana, Texas, whatever. In Los Angeles, all we care about is earthquakes. We are not allowed to build with brick or stone. All of our houses are wood framed, drywall, and basically glorified tents because we're so afraid of things collapsing if there's a little bit stronger earthquake. But we don't know anything about snow. So what you just said, the garage door has to face away from the mountain because of an avalanche. I would have never thought of that. Ever. I can tell you a lot about freeways, and like the beach, because I've lived near water my whole life, but I cannot tell you about snow and how to build in a place where it's mountainous and there's lots of snow. No way. Danny's age is odd. He's supposed to be 5 years old when he's in the Overlook, or maybe getting closer to 6 years old. The scene with the doctor, she was asking about Danny in school, assuming kindergarten to 5 years old. I'm not sure if kindergarten is mandatory or homeschooling was an option in the 1970s. That's a good question. I'm not sure either. And people just didn't do that back then. It was kind of not unheard of, but it was really rare for a kid to not be going to school in the 70s and 80s. Watching the doctor scene again, I noticed that she's sitting in the shade, and Wendy is very bright in that scene. Yeah, yeah, she is. Wendy is again. Is that window even possible? I don't know. Anyway, Danny starts talking with Tony 5 months ago based on the conversation. They put him in nursery school, daycare as we call it today, and the injury happened shortly after. So we could assume that the interview was a month or two before closing day. October 30th is closing day. Is it October 30th or oh no, I don't know if it's October 30th, Tankard. We need to check this. But I'm going to go on. March or April, Jack hurts Danny, pulls Danny out of nursery school, so parents purposely kept Danny from going to kindergarten in September. I know deep down something is off because Jack in the Gold Room said it's been 5 months. That's 1 month after closing day. Oh, what the hell did I do? Okay. So that's it should be 7 to 9 months. That's why I see this movie being told by lies. Yeah, something is off. And don't forget, before Jack gets the job at the Overlook, they just got there basically from Vermont. They used to live in Vermont, and they moved to Colorado, of all places. That's quite a move from Vermont to Colorado. And maybe I rag on Wendy about her housekeeping skills. Maybe it's just a matter of they just got there, or I need to rewatch that and listen carefully for the timeline. So did the shoulder injury incident, did that happen in Colorado or Vermont? You know what I mean? And maybe they didn't maybe they took Danny out of nursery school, but maybe they didn't bother signing him up for nursery school or kindergarten again because they had to move. I don't know. Gotta think about it. Gotta rewatch that part. Thank you for reminding me, Tankard. Steve M. Something that interested me, Ullman claims that the Overlook Hotel was built between 1907 and 1909, and there was no interest in winter sports at the time. Google search shows the oldest ski resort in Europe opened in 1907, and the oldest ski resort in America opened in 1915. Interesting, Steve M. So there was an interest. What you're basically saying is Ullman says there was no interest in skiing. No, there was. There was, but, for whatever reason, they didn't care about skiing when they were building this hotel. Thank you, Steve M. And Tankard responds, I believe President's Day was created for a ski resort. Tankard, I didn't know that. I really didn't. And thank you for letting us, both of you, Steve M. and Tankard, thank you. April. Hello, April. Peters. April tells us that the Wendy theory is stupid. You know what, April? You might be right. You might very well be right about that. And I have no way of knowing. I can't check it. I cannot. But, that's what my comments section is for, as far as I'm concerned. It's open to all kinds of people with all kinds of ideas, as long as you're respectful. And this is, relatively respectful. The Wendy theory is stupid. That's your opinion. And you might very well be right. But I would suggest one thing, April Peters. Go to the Rob Navarro movie, or video, and write that under there. Because, he's the one. I assume Rob is a he. I don't know. Ain't no telling nowadays. But go over there and tell... No shade, April. No shade. But go over there to the Rob Navarro channel and find the Wendy Theory video and let him have it. Okay? Tell him exactly how you feel. But thank you for the comment, April. I appreciate it nonetheless. Project Moon 13. Okay. Down the rabbit hole. It would be Alice in Wonderland. Possibly. Yeah. Another one from Project Moon 13. The girls are said that they are 8 and 10 by Ullman at the beginning. They look like twins because they dress the same. Then Delbert Grady tells Jack in the bathroom that he was there with his wife and 2 daughters. Yeah, I remember that scene. Then Jack, in the same conversation, says he killed his wife and daughter. Wait, does Jack say it or Grady? Because I could have sworn it was Grady. Okay, singular. It's even in the script. Project Moon, this part of your comment, I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to say. If you can clarify, I would appreciate that. That would be great. But I don't want to disagree with you because I don't know if I know what I'm disagreeing with. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me read your other comment. The pic over the 2 girls' heads in the game room looks like another Bull reference to me. Okay. You know what? I need to check that ice cream website. They have everything over there. So if I remember to check, I'll check. And if I do check, I will come back with that info. Thank you, Project Moon 13. One more from Project Moon 13. The 2 girls look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, dressed in Alice's blue dress. You know what? You make a good observation here, Project Moon 13. Those 2 little girls, the dresses that they're wearing and the socks and the shoes and the hairdo and the whole thing are very Alice in Wonderland. Like it gives me Alice in Wonderland vibes. You're right. Except the only difference is they're not blonde like the character in that animated film. In Alice in Wonderland pictures, Tweedledee and Tweedledum have the dead stare as well. Interesting. Thank you, Project Moon. And again, please clarify this, like about the talk that Jack has with Grady in the bathroom off of the gold room. I'm not at that part of the movie yet, but I will get there eventually. I promise. So, yeah, let me know so I can have a good think about this. April, thank you. Chuck. Where's Chuck? Chucky. Chucky. Listen. You're entitled to your opinion, Chuck, but really? Is that the best you got? Okay. All right. And why are you trying to create a problem here? You don't got to do that, Chuck. You really don't. But Chuck, I'm going to thank you for your comment too. Okay? I'm going to thank you for your comment because why not? I enjoy every contribution to the discussion about this movie under my videos. So, thank you. And again, have the best day ever. You guys, I think I'm pretty much done with this. I'm running up on an hour and 38 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I said, something. I don't know if I said anything. Thank you, subscribers. I'm going to say it again. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos if you know somebody who might enjoy them. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right. And I guess that's that for viewer mail today. Now I got to upload this and find a cute little thumbnail that, has something to do with coffee or mail or whatever. I don't know. I'm coming back pretty soon, maybe the day after tomorrow, with another Kill Bill movie. So sorry. Got Kill Bill video analyzing. I'm still working on Kill Bill Volume 1. I did Chapter 1, 2, the one dealing with Vernita Green. The next chapter, I forget what it is. Does she fly to Japan or I forget. Do we see how she woke up from her coma? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna get to it later on. So about the day after tomorrow, I'm gonna be coming back with Kill Bill. After that, ain't no telling. I will think of something. So again, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for commenting under my videos. Whether you like my videos or not, that's none of my business. Just thank you for being here. And that's that. That is that. I will go ahead and sign off pretty soon. Once again, if you have any ideas, you want me to review something or look at something and do a video about it, let me know. My email is in the About section. So, go ahead and click on that and let me know. Are we up to 347 views now? Lord Jesus, who is watching all of this? Who are all these people? Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. So until next time, you guys. Until next time, when I find yet another reason to talk at you, I guess I'll go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.